This is the largest dinosaur nesting ground yet discovered. The remains of their eggs and their nests are wherever I look. In fact, it's quite difficult for me to take a step without walking on a dinosaur eggshell.
Over thousands of years, the wind and the rain have cleared away the soft rock that once enclosed these fragments. And they can tell us quite a lot about how titanosaurs reproduced.
Careful excavation has shown that these dinosaurs laid eggs in clutches of up to 30 or 40 at a time. They would have looked rather like these replicas because they lay on the surface of the ground, not covered by soil, but in a shallow depression. Sometimes, though, remains of vegetation have been found in some nests, which suggest that the dinosaurs might have used rotting leaves to help with the incubation. The dinosaur that laid these eggs here were medium-sized. Our dinosaur that we're excavating probably laid eggs as big as that.
I'm shown around by Dr. Luis Chiappe, who, with his team, discovered this remarkable site. Dinosaur eggs here were laid on an old river plain. Then the river flooded and covered the unhatched eggs, preserving them in mud.
You see, many eggs for kilometers and kilometers. Here's a nice one.
Oh, that's a huge piece.
Yep.
And this is the actual surface of the egg?
Yes.
Astounding. Do you suppose they could have been coloured like birds' eggs?
They may. Maybe they were off-white. We can't tell, really.
Yeah. Well, we can see all the tiny pores on the surface.
And the texture, right?
Yeah. What a beautiful piece. You must admit it's pretty romantic.
I think it's incredible.
I think it's absolutely extraordinary. And I must put it back where I found it.
Thank you.
The fragments can tell us quite a lot about how the dinosaurs nested. But some, amazingly, can do even more than that.
All these examples have something quite special, but this one is my favorite. And what you can see is a very large patch of baby dinosaur skin.
How wonderful. It's extraordinary. And this is not just an impression, this is the mineralized skin.
It is.
Yeah. Astounding.
The eggs were not just preserving the bones, they also were preserving the skin of these babies. This was just on the surface. I remember picking this up and brushing it a little bit and then using my hand lens and looking at this exact patch of skin. And I realized that we had found something that no person had ever seen before.
You are the first human being ever to see a baby dinosaur skin.
Yeah, it's just an amazing moment.
It must have been very close to hatching. It's almost complete, this thing.
Yes, that's what we believe.
And then a flood.
Killed them all. Unfortunately for them, and good for us.
Luis Chiappe has dozens of complete eggs in his museum, and he allows me to examine some of his most precious specimens for myself.
There are many other remarkable things in these astonishing time capsules. This one has got perfectly clearly the limb bones. Here is a skull. That's the orbit of the eye. There's the lower jaw, there's the snout. This one also has a skull, but on the tip of the snout you can see a little spike, which is like the egg tooth that a bird embryo has to help it crack itself out of a shell. And here is a replica of what the complete uncrushed shell must have looked like.
With all these details, it's possible to imagine how a baby titanosaur entered the world.